Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell down below so that you'll never miss another upload. In today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to prevent breakage while heat training your hair. Now with heat training, if you are not careful, you can definitely do some damage to your hair. It can lead to breakage, split ends, brittleness, all of those things. So we definitely want to keep our hair healthy while we're heat training. So first thing, you always want to make sure your hair is clean before you go in with any type of heat tool, such as a blow dryer or flat iron, pressing comb, curling wand, anything like that. Please make sure that your hair is completely clean of any dirt, oils, any buildup. You definitely do not want to go in on dirty hair. So next, don't use heat on your hair too often. Definitely you do not want to use heat every single day because that's going to lead to breakage, that's going to lead to split ends. So if you're somebody who heat trains more often, like every other week or every month, then that's pretty safe, but you definitely don't want to do it every day or even every week. You definitely want to give your hair time so that you're not completely frying your hair and using that heat too often where you're doing a lot of damage. Also, you're going to want to use heat according to your hair type and like the texture of your hair. So people who have a more finer texture, you definitely do not want to go over 400 degrees because you're not going to do good for your hair. It's going to lead to your hair being very damaged. It's probably going to get it super duper bone straight very quickly. It's going to lead to a lot of damage. So for people with finer hair textures, I would definitely suggest to go under 400 degrees. You can probably get away with like 350 degrees or so, or maybe even like a little bit less so that you're not doing a ton of damage and causing breakage to your hair. Somebody like me, I have kind of like, I'm in between. My hair isn't too thick and it's not fine. It's just right in the middle. So for me, I can do about 400 degrees to 410 degrees without seeing any damage or breakage. So that's worked for me. And I only do one pass. Like, never keep constantly passing over your hair more than 2 times because you're going to be doing so much damage to your hair. Somebody with a more coarse hair texture, you can definitely probably go over 410 degrees, but I wouldn't suggest going to 450 because hair burns at 450 degrees. So I would just be cautious if you are flat ironing your hair on 450 degrees, or maybe even have a professional do it so that you're not doing a ton of damage to your hair. And another thing that's important when you're flat ironing your hair, please make sure that it has an actual temperature setting so that you can be sure to actually see what you are flat ironing your hair on. So that's very, very important. Another tip I was going to say is make sure that you are using a high quality flat iron. Make sure you're not using like the $20 cheap flat irons that you see at like the beauty supply store, like the Hot Tools brand, like that's just garbage. Please don't use that on your hair. Make sure it is very, very high quality. Another tip is to use heat protectant. Always use heat protectant on your hair, whether you are blow drying, whether you are flat ironing, whatever heat styling you're doing, be sure to use a heat protectant. A heat protectant is going to replace the moisture that can be lost through heat styling. It's also going to prevent frizz, and it also adds shine. So ones that I like to use are going to be the Tresemme Heat Tamer Spray, and also I do like to use the Chi Silk Infusion Hair Serum. Another tip is to blow dry your hair on damp hair as opposed to wet hair. So you don't want to be going in on completely wet hair because that is going to increase the drying time on your hair, and the more time that you have the blow dryer on your hair, which can lead to breakage and damage. So what I suggest is that after you rinse out your conditioner, you go in with a microfiber towel or either like a t-shirt and you dry your hair to get out the majority of the moisture in your hair. And then you go in on damp hair and then you go ahead and blow dry that way. So another tip is I suggest that your blow dryer has a ionic technology. So that ionic technology is going to reduce drying time and also reduce damage to the hair. So definitely make sure it has that ionic technology and that it is a high quality blow dryer. Another tip is to make sure you're wrapping your hair at night. When you do your silk press, you don't want to be laying on a cotton pillowcase, and you don't want to be like causing that friction to your hair and causing dryness. So, and a lot of people ask me, how do I retain the moisture after my silk press? What moisturizer do I use? And I don't put moisturizer on my hair when I do my silk presses. One being, I don't want my hair to be weighed down, and I don't feel like my hair needs it. Like if you're wrapping your hair at night, that's going to be able to retain the moisture in your hair. Your hair is silky and pressed out anyway, so if your hair's getting dry, then that's definitely not a good sign. So definitely be sure to wrap your hair at night. You definitely want to make sure that you are using some type of bond mender treatment in your hair. This is going to be different than a protein treatment. So a bond mender's purpose is to mend broken bonds in the hair, and your bonds can definitely be broken if you're using a lot of heat. I suggest maybe starting out once a month if you do heat train and use heat once per month. So definitely go in. Olaplex is a huge bond mender treatment. It's really, really good for repairing those bonds and keeping the hair healthy to prevent damage to the hair. As well as another alternative is the Cream of Nature Plex Defense System bond mender treatment as well. And I did do a video, a wash day routine using those products and the bond mender treatment in my wash day video, so be sure to check that out. But those are some of the few ones that I found, and I definitely want to try the Olaplex. That one's been everywhere, so definitely make sure you're using the bond mender treatments. And also you want to make sure that you're still using protein-based products as well as moisturizing products. I like the Alpha-G 2-minute constructor. I like to use that to add some protein into my hair, as well as just incorporating, you know, conditioners that have both moisturizing properties and protein-based products in them. So just having like an overall balance of, you know, the bond mender treatments, your moisturizing, conditioning treatments, your protein. So using all of these products, your hair is going to continue to stay healthy. It's going to be less likely to breakage. I haven't seen any crazy breakage, so that's a good thing. So a really important thing to remember, this is my last tip, is to make sure that your hair is healthy when you're starting your hair training journey. You don't ever want to go in on damaged hair in the first place and start putting heat on your hair. So you want to make sure that your hair is already healthy, you know, you don't have any damage, your ends look healthy, they're not dry, they're not brittle. If they are, then you definitely want to get a trim before you even start heat training your hair. I know for me, when I started out, my hair is healthy. I'm very, very religious about my trims, so that's such a huge part as well. So just make sure you are starting out healthy. So those are pretty much all the tips that I have. And be sure to give the video a like if you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel and let me know what video you want to see next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.